All right, take 6. Good morning. It really is take 6. Good morning, friends and enemies. Welcome to Watching the Decline. Today we're going to have a little bit of humor. It's not going to be quite so decline-y. There's still going to be some decline in here, but we're going to have some humor. We're going to talk about the girls. I got 2 videos here that I want to talk about. In this first one, I don't really know who this chick is. Her video that we're about to watch showed up in one of my Telegram channels, and I watched it. It's like, all right, she's got some good points. You know, sometimes women get things right. She's got some good points. I went to her YouTube channel, watched the video. I downloaded a couple of the videos that she has, which I have not watched yet. They looked interesting based on the titles. At some point, I will give them a listen and see what's going on. But anyhow, there it is. We're going to jump into this real quick and just get this going.
Welcome to the Leonardo Joni Show. Today, we're going to be talking about retarded women.
Which would be all of them.
Which some of you might say is redundant. But
yes,
I guarantee you we're not all retarded.
Yes.
Just some of us, especially those of us that have been totally had by the Marxist feminist agenda that has pretty much destroyed women's brains.
No. All women are retarded. They're just retarded in different ways. For example, this girl is going to talk about the Marxist feminist agenda, but she has a piece of metal stuck in her nose. They're all retarded.
We'll be starting with a few topics today. The first one we'll be starting is this video I came across that was covered by Woman Propaganda. That's the guy, right? He does a lot of reaction videos if you guys want to follow him on X. He's got some great takes. He's pretty funny. They're what would be considered, conservative takes, but like actual conservative takes, not this gay fake conservative takes.
Just for the record, what she considers actual conservative takes are still gay and fake. All conservatives are gay and fake. As I'm recording this right now, because of course this will be a video, this will show up on my YouTube channel and also on my Odyssey channel. So it's a different audience from my normal podcast listeners. Those of you who listen to the podcast, you'll get the audio in the podcast feed. But if you want to see the video, you got to yada, 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 right? You know that. So as I'm recording this, we are currently in the phase of the current PSYOP where Twitter cuckservatards are stroking their pee-pees over all of the little college girls who are posting videos of them dancing around while scantily clad and going, look how conservative these girls are. Look, we're back. Look, the liberals aren't going to win. Because for cuckservatards on the internet, this is what is conservatism, right? It's white women wearing skanky clothing, dancing around and attention whoring on TikTok, okay? So all cuckservatards are fake and gay. All of them, without exception.
Where they're like, we like trans people that vote Republican. It's like actual funny stuff. So he found this video on TikTok, which I thought was kind of unbelievable. And I want to talk about it because
TikTok is unbelievable.
Listen, when I do this stuff, I'm trying to warn other women.
And she also wants to talk about it because women hate other women. And so while she says I'm trying to warn other women, I mean, yeah, sure, to a point. What you really want to do is attack this wall-hitting race traitor white woman who's got all these fucking tattoos because women hate other women. That's what's really going on. It's a great one. Don't you hate women? I do hate women. I like women and I hate women, and I'm going to make fun of them. She hates women. That's ultimately her motivation for doing this. Don't let her fool you with that New York accent.
Who might be misled by goblins like this, okay? Rule number 1, ladies.
She's a goblin. Now,
don't listen to an ugly woman.
Yes. Now, see, when I first started listening to this video, I'm like, okay, it's a woman. She's got the accent. She's got the nose ring. She's kind of got some chin going on there. She's talking about cuckservatards. Okay. But when she said this, girls, this is the truth. If you're not going to believe, no women are ever going to watch this video or listen to this podcast, except for literally Hitler fangirl. She's the only one. Girls, if you're not going to believe me, believe New York girl over here. Do not take advice from a woman who is uglier than you, older than you, fatter than you. Any combination, do not take their advice because they are trying to sabotage you. I've been explaining this on my podcast now for how many years? Men compete with other men by trying to make themselves better. Women compete with other women by trying to drag other women down. Okay, if there is a man and he's getting to girls and I'm not, I don't try to stop him from getting to girls. If anything, I look at what is he doing. If I can talk, if I can enunciate my words, I look at what he's doing and see what can I emulate. Depending who it is, I might go ask him for advice. If nothing else, I follow him around and pick up the leftovers, right? A woman sees another woman getting more male attention than her. What do women do? They go to the woman who's getting the attention. They say, oh, girl, you're so thin. You need to eat a sandwich. Oh, girl, you know what? You would look really pretty if you cut your hair short. Oh, girl, you know what? You don't need no man. You should just do whatever you want to do. That's how women fucking compete with each other, is by dragging each other down. Do not take, and a woman who's uglier than you, older than you, fatter than you is going to look at you as a threat. And thus, she is going to attempt to drag you down, not just to her level, but beneath her level, because women understand that they are only attractive as compared to other women. Women recognize that all other women are their competition all the fucking time. It's the same, all men are our competition either, but we kind of don't dwell on it. And again, because we look at competition differently. We look at competition as an opportunity to make ourselves better through the process of competing. Women do not look at it that way. Women don't even know what a process is. There's a lot of women out there who are hoping. They hope for things. And as I have explained now for years and years and years, which I admit I stole from Tony Robbins, hope is not a process. All right, let's get on with it.
Got it? Ugly women are not to be trusted. They
No.
want to destroy you and your relationships because they're ugly.
Yes.
So they can't stand to see
Yes.
good-looking women prosper. So number one, you have
Exactly.
to stop with the bullshit. Everybody's beautiful. Some
they're
people
not.
are ugly.
Some people are
okay?
ugly.
And it's like God's warning you, don't listen to this goblin.
Yes. Some people are ugly. It's true. To hear a woman actually say that is kind of impressive.
Number one. Number two, don't listen to fat women, which kind of ties into ugly, but
Which is almost all of them. Don't listen to fat women.
not every fat woman is ugly, but
Wrong. Wrong? See, here you go. No, all fat women are ugly. All fat women are ugly. End of discussion.
a lot of ugly women are fat, okay? But just don't listen to fat women either. Fat women will always tell you the best way to lose weight, which already
Right.
is like... Let's just take the...
When you start walking around half naked again, then stop trying to jump her every time she is. My husband loves when I walk around in my underwear, but there was a time I couldn't even get dressed in the same room out of fear of being grabbed and fondled.
Was that time when you were younger and hotter?
Yes, it was. Because you see, there was a time when your husband was sexually attracted to you. It's when you were younger and thinner and less of a bitch. But see, now that you've got the tattoos, now that you've got the wrinkles, now that you've got the girl boss attitude, he's not attracted to you that much anymore. Anyhow, let's go.
She's about to tell you that she trained her husband how to not touch her, and the truth is, she just got ugly and fat. That's actually what happened. And now she wants to make it like, oh, that was my idea. I didn't really like being touched and grabbed.
This is what he did to get me to act more like I did when we first started dating. First, he had to make me feel comfortable enough. Now, it's no secret. You love getting a little glimpse of your wife changing or showering, but do you always have to act like a little boy who just got the last cookie from the cookie jar? My husband stopped trying to jump me every single time I was half naked. My husband loves when I walk.
Once again, because you got ugly and fat. That's why. I don't know what you think you did.
Right. And so listen to this. She's complaining that her husband wants to like touch her body. This is a woman complaining that her husband used to be sexually attracted to her, and she got him to stop being sexually attracted to her. Girls, see, this is the retardation. This is so, I don't even know what to do with this. Okay, from my perspective, if I'm not sexually attracted to my wife, what am I keeping her around for? And of course, I know women would like to think, well, he's keeping me around because of my career, my education, my girl bossisms, because I have this great collection of fish bicycles. But girls, none of that is really a good reason for a man to keep you around.
All right, let's just finish this up.
Getting ready in front of the bathroom mirror. He stopped.
Just cheat, bro. Just cheat on her. Did you?
She said he stopped. I'm just going to mute him because I don't have the original video, but I want to talk about. I mean, this guy's funny, by the way. But I want to read what she says here. Okay, he stopped smothering me with his words and groping me every time I was getting ready in front of the mirror, grabbing my vagina on the outside of my clothes, or making sure I saw or felt his heart on every time he got one. By the way, most women don't want any of this. Stop speaking for us. You're ugly.
And see, this is the moment. Women don't want this. No. See, exactly. This is her. So here's the thing. All of these women on the internet announcing what it is women want and don't want, what they're doing is the global version of she's not interested. Right? When you go up to the girl and you start talking to her, and then the fat friend comes over and goes, she's not interested, right? That's what Tattoo Girl here is doing, like globally speaking. This isn't what women want. Whoa, don't, she's not interested. Who are you to speak for what women want? And chicks all do this all the time. I ended up, unfortunately, over on Reddit a couple of days ago. I don't remember how I got there. I went down some rabbit hole from Google. Anyway, there was somebody had asked for advice on Reddit about how to meet a girl in a coffee shop. And so people were responding, and I kind of glanced it over. And then someone who, from the writing, gave the impression that she was actually a woman, said, you shouldn't meet women. You shouldn't approach women in coffee shops. Don't approach women in public because they're not out in public for you. They're out in public for their own business. Right? It's like, don't approach women in public. This is a woman, assumedly, it seemed to be a woman, right? Announcing, don't approach women in public. Where are you supposed to approach them? In private? Are you supposed to wait till they're in the bathroom, like in the stall, taking a piss? Do you break into their house at night while they're sleeping? Don't approach women in public. This is the advice that a woman is giving to a man about approaching girls. Don't approach women in public. This is the global version of she's not interested. All ugly women, all fat women, all wall-hitting women, they go through their entire lives doing the she's not interested routine and broadcasting this globally to every man around her.
Don't tell me what I want. Show more confidence and less desperation. Bro, I really hope to God that this woman's not actually married. And if she is married, I don't know, man. That poor guy.
Yeah,
that poor guy.
Yeah. Dude, you need to divorce this. Who would the fuck would marry? Why would you marry her? Again, when she was young, and she might have been hot. She may have been hot when she was 18. But that was a long time ago. And I don't think it's worth it.
Has been totally beat down by a below mid. Let's zoom in on this. I mean, look at that, huh? Look at that. She's talking about to the guy.
See, now it's woman insulting other woman.
Be less desperate and more confident. Where are you getting where are these ugly women getting their confidence from? I want to know.
Where hey, ugly girls, where do you get confidence from?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Fat women, I know, they get their confidence from black dudes and Puerto Ricans hitting on them. But ugly women, what is it? Is it the Mexicans that are coming in that hitting on you that make you think you're special? Mexicans can't see your face because they can't recognize different faces on white people, just the same way we can't recognize different faces on them. So they just see blonde hair, they think she must be hot.
Oh, I mean, that's legit. That's totally legit. All of it. All of it. Mexicans all look the same. Niggers all look the same. Yeah, I think she's absolutely right about that. And there's a lot of white people in this category too. They just see blonde hair, and they see a white girl with blonde hair and just default to, oh, she's hot. And no, it takes more than that. It takes more than just white and blonde to be hot. I've also been saying that in various forms for a while.
Okay, she says this thing, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. She says, no woman likes to see your heart on every... That's a lie, dude.
That is also, yes, I can vouch for this one too. Not because I'm a woman, because I've talked to women. There are some women, that like cock. Trust me, because I've heard about it from them more than I'd really like to hear about it.
Now, if I'm riding the subway and some grizzled, mentally ill, homeless guy wants to show me his heart on, no, I don't want to see...
Or if it's some Somalian wants to... Did you guys see the video from England where some black guy is on the subway and he drops his pants and the British guys like beat the snot out of it? Oh, they didn't beat him enough, but beat the snot out of him. And then when I say subway, train, whatever they have in England... And then when it stops, they carry him out and dump him off. I mean, yeah, that's sure. No woman wants to see that.
But my husband, the one that I married, the one that I'm supposed to be attracted to, the one who's supposed to be attracted to me, yeah, I want to see his heart on. I want to know that he still gets hot for me. I want to know that I'm still attractive to him.
Right, because women love attention. And the reason Tattoo Girl over here is saying nobody wants to see your heart on is because Tattoo Girl hasn't given a man a heart on for, looking at her, at least 15 years. Well, okay, she hasn't given a sane white man a hard... Yes, Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and niggers, yes, she's giving them hard-ons because she's also not blonde. I mean, that obviously came out of a bottle. But she's white and she's got fake blonde hair. But she hasn't given a sane, normal white man a hard-on in at least 15 years.
How can that be a bad thing? This is what happens when women don't have any problems.
Yes.
They have to invent them.
Yes! How long have I been saying this? Yes, when women don't have problems, they go insane. That's part of why we're in the situation we're in right now. We, as a society, have made women's lives so fucking easy. Between conveniences like dishwashers and washing machines, and between the Prime Directive where no white woman must ever experience discomfort, and between giving them everything they want, and between having them suffer no consequences for their actions, and between just letting them kill their children anytime they want to, just so it doesn't inconvenience them, and between letting them own property and go into debt and go to college and telling them that their careers are meaningful and all this other shit. We have coddled women to the point where they literally, Hitler, have no fucking problems. Because even if a woman encounters a problem, a man or men, right? Her husband, her boyfriend, her son, her father, her grandfather, some random stranger, or the government via taxation and regulation, a man or men will show up and bail her out. They have no fucking problems to deal with in their lives. Having problems is an important thing for a rational, intelligent organism to have. And you may think, but they're women, they're not rational or intelligent, they should be exempted from this. They should, logically, but they're not, because even though they're not rational and intelligent, they're still living organisms, they still have emotions, you have to have challenges to overcome, okay? When you don't have challenges to overcome, not to harp on this too much, but then you turn into an alcoholic, right? Talking to my listener who came to me and said, great one, can you help me out with some advice on how to stop being an alcoholic? Well, here's another piece of advice. You can't be an alcoholic if you have I can't talk. You can't be, I'm not drunk either. I'm completely stone cold sober. I'm not bullshitting you, which I know people are going, yeah, great one, whatever. No, seriously, I haven't had alcohol all day long. I've been awake for, when did I wake up? Like 0300. I've been awake for 9 hours now. Haven't had any alcohol. It's killing me. It's fucking killing me. You can't be an alcoholic if you've got shit to do, if you have problems to solve, right? You can't be completely fucking retarded if you have problems that need to be solved. If you have problems that need to be solved, you have to focus on the problems. You have to do shit to solve them. And in the process of solving the problems, you become a better person. We've taken all problems away from women. We as a society have alleviated women of all of their fucking problems. And now they're just insane attention whores on TikTok.
She literally has everything. How do I know? Look at the sleeve tattoos.
Yeah.
She probably runs some bake shop in a liberal town like Portland that charges $7 for a cupcake, totally detached from reality. So now she's got to invent problems. My husband gropes me too much.
Yes. There's a problem. That's a problem for women. My husband, the man I married, touches me too much. Did that right there? That is pure up grounds for divorce. Dump that bitch.
I can't. I don't think she's attracted to her husband. That's what I think the problem is. I don't think she's
That's exactly what's going. That is 100% accurate.
attracted to her husband, and she doesn't want his sexual advances. So she's going to make up this story for manipulation, by the way.
Right.
Hey, if you want me to start walking around naked again, stop groping me. Well, what's the point then? What is he supposed to do? It's just about power and control. I just want you to know.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I can't grope my girlfriend or my wife, then what's the point of her even being? Like, what's the point? Literally, what's the fucking point?
It's about women needing to beat down men, needing to make them feel small because there's something she doesn't want to be with him. Okay, here we go. I'm going to let it out here, okay? Because this kind of shit pisses me off. There are a lot of women who marry dudes because they provide a kind of financial security for them.
No way. Oh my God, girls, all this time, I thought you were marrying us because of our personalities. Oh boy, well, we've dropped the bomb now, haven't we?
And I'm not saying there's something wrong, right? Because this is a natural dynamic, right? Men marry women for the biological opportunity that they create for them to have their kids.
Correct.
Under the assumption that you're
There's the bird. There's the bird fingers. There's the bird fingers.
going to be loyal to them, which even that's going out the window now, right?
Loyalty. We don't have that anymore.
So that they can trust that their kids are theirs, right?
Right.
And women marry men who can provide for the offspring that they're going to give them, okay?
That's
very natural for a woman to not want a loser. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's important for women to find a good, stable man who can provide for them.
Yes.
However,
they want to be fucked by homeless drug dealer niggers and then go and marry the upper middle class white man with the 6-figure income.
A grossly materialistic culture, and everything is so inflated price-wise that now women have completely disregarded any other kind of concerns and are just looking at how much money can this person provide me. So this happens a lot.
Correct.
You have a lot of chicks in their young age just banging everything along the way, right? And a lot of it is because of propaganda that they've downloaded into their brains that tells them that if they want to be liberated, they need to be free whores, right? At least whores charge money for giving their body away. You are doing it for 2 drinks.
That's my
Once
kind
they
of
get
girl.
through with that, they go, oh shit, I need to find a man who's going to not cheat on me and is going to be there around. And
I need to find a man who doesn't care about my massive body count.
then they'll usually pick a guy who's not a winner, but got stability and financial stability that he can provide.
Right. They'll pick the only man they can get with their advanced age and sleeve tattoos and bottle blonde hair and shitty attitude and body count and weight. And they take what they can get.
So that means they're usually not very sexually attracted to the guy, and they're willing to put up with it for the money. So it's just another class of prostitution, right?
Yes.
Then what happens, right? What they'll put out in the beginning, right? They're selling the product and all that. Then they get married. They're locked in, and they're like, "Don't touch me.
Don't touch
I don't want you
me."
to touch me," because you have a deep hatred of your man.
Yes.
And a resentment. You
Yes.
resent him because you think he's pathetic and weak because he didn't see
Yes.
through your little act that you're just
Right.
using him for his money.
He failed the shit test. Exactly. You married the man who failed the shit test. She is exactly correct about all of this.
It's pretty gross, actually. It's pretty freaking gross. So when women react like this to a man, it's usually a man that they got into a relationship with for some other reason than love and attraction. That's
Correct.
the truth. That's the fucking truth, okay? Because when you love your man, you want him to touch you because you want to know that he desires you. Women, we can't really build our self-esteem by ourselves. We can't. Sorry, I know we can't. That's why we're social creatures. We need social approval. We need that to make us feel good. That's why hot women usually have higher confidence than ugly women. Now, we live in an inverted society that praises ugly, fat lesbians. But aside from that, the truth of the matter is that usually the more attention you get from society as a woman for your beauty, the higher your confidence is. This is why ugly women like this will attack beautiful women. They're trying to take them down.
Exactly. She's 100% correct. Once again, girls, if you're not going to listen to me, listen to New York accent girl here.
Okay? Then she says this thing. Stop groping me. Stop smothering me with his words. That's such a female thing to say. You're
Yes.
smothering me with your words.
Smother. Bitch, I'm going to smother you with this dick.
The words that say, I love you, and I'm attracted to you, and you're what I want, and that's why I married you, those, smothering me with his words. You're a whore. You don't deserve a stable man.
You're a
You
whore.
deserve to be ran through for the rest of your life, just like you were in your early 20s. Let your sleeve tattoo tell us. She's going to leave this guy. She's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
leave him.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what's going to happen. You know, the poor guy is going to put up with, men put up with a lot. I'm just going to tell you this. Men are usually not the ones that end relationships. They are usually the ones that cheat, although in this modern age, everybody's doing it. Men will cheat because they'll feel like they need to go get their physical needs met, but they don't want to leave their woman. They have a strong sense of loyalty. They're like dogs. They're very loyal.
Right, which is one of our failings. If we weren't quite so loyal, we'd have fewer problems because it'd be a lot easier for us to strip women naked and put them in fucking stockyards outside and just sell them and trade them like cattle.
Okay? So he's going to put up with all this stuff, and we live in this, feminist tyranny, which doesn't afford him any rights, and also makes him feel like he needs to cater to every one of his wife's whims or he's going to lose her. This is a mistake, guys. This is a mistake. You need to have clear boundaries,
Yep.
and you need to let her know.
Yes.
I'm going to grope you anytime you want. If you don't like it, go pay rent somewhere.
Exactly.
Within reason. Okay? Obviously, if your wife's sick or
Sure.
she's sad or something, you got to control yourself. Okay?
Well, you
Obviously.
got to.
And I'm, being a little facetious, but this idea that
Right.
No,
like that. This idea that you need to get like written consent from your wife to touch her butt. Like this is the cult of consent going way too far. Like, no, if I'm dating a girl or married to a girl, the whole point of that is for me to have access to her body and her to have access to my body as well. Again, there's a difference between men and women. Like, I've never had one of my girlfriends like grab my ass or something and it bother me. That's just part of being in a relationship with a chick, is you have that expectation that, yeah, you can grope her whenever the fuck you want to. Again, like New York girl says, within reason. Okay, like she's taking a shit. Okay, yeah, she's vomiting in the toilet because she drank too much last night. I mean, there's times.
here's this other thing she said. It's so pathetic and patronizing. Here we go, okay? Let's just watch this part one more time.
No secret. You love getting a little glimpse of your wife changing or showering, but do you always have to act like a little boy who just...
Yes!
You act like a little
Yes,
boy.
because he's so excited he got you. Men are visual creatures. Women can't understand this.
No, they can't. Because again, women can't understand that anyone else is different than them. Women cannot stop projecting themselves onto everyone else. This is why women cannot understand that men are not attracted to your career. Women are attracted to men for how much money they have. Men are not attracted to women for how much money they have. Women cannot fucking figure this shit out.
Women, we're not really visual creatures. And I can't blame us. Have you ever seen balls? They're nothing to look at. It's nothing good. Men's bodies, they're lumpy and weird.
Yeah.
Women, you know, we have a shape, we have a form, we have a silk
Right.
most of the time. Some of you are eating yourselves into oblivion. Let's cut that out. But women, naturally, they have
Right.
this,
Normal
it's called
women.
feminine beauty.
Right.
It projects fertility, all the things of life. And men love that. They've been biologically programmed to be
Yes.
visually stimulated. Thank God.
Right, because otherwise we just kill all of you. Yes, we are biologically programmed to be stimulated by and attracted to the female form. Otherwise, we would kill all of you.
Thank God. Because women, we can't handle rejection. Imagine if you got naked and your husband was like, oh, can you put some clothes on?
Oh!
Then you would feel bad. Then we'd have a whole other video
Oh, yeah.
about how your husband's taking down your self-esteem. See,
Right.
your
Yes,
husband...
that is absolutely true. That is absolutely the same woman. If the man was not told her that, put some clothes on, you're fat. We'd get a whole different video. Oh, my man is he's like a little boy making fun of fat girls on the playground. We get a whole different video. Women never happy, never satisfied.
gave you too much self-esteem. Now, what you don't understand is your husband knows that you're ugly. He just loves you, so he's never going to tell you that. And he's grown to love you so much that you become attractive in his eyes. And he is
Yeah.
showing you that through his affection and his attention. And you're shaming him for that?
Keep being a bitch and he can overcome his love for you and he can recognize your fat and your sleeve tattoo and your wall impacting for what it actually is.
You deserve the life of lesbian cat solitude that's coming to you.
Yes, she
Stop
does.
the last cookie from the cookie jar. My
Yeah.
husband stopped trying to jump me every single time I was half naked.
Yeah, because you got ugly.
Right, because you got
Fact.
ugly. Fact.
That's it. Yep. Because you got ugly.
That's it.
And fat.
And fat.
Now you're going to pretend like it's because you came up with a whole plan and you talked to him and you made him respect you. Nope. You're just ugly and fat. And those tattoos don't look so good on you anymore because you're not 25.
They didn't look good on her when she was 25.
What it is. And you're out here trying to give a bunch of advice to a bunch of other men so they can also become losers, like the way you've beaten down your husband.
Exactly.
And they can stop groping their beautiful wives. And then it can be a normal thing that men don't do that. It's not just because you got ugly and fat. It's because you've taught men how to behave. Yeah, men don't grope women and lust after them because it's a natural male instinct that has propagated the survival of species. No, they're doing it because of toxic masculinity.
And that's what we want to stop is natural male behavior that has continued the species because one of the goals, of course, is to get rid of white people.
They haven't been taught any better. Women need to stop trying to teach men things, first of all. Okay? Look at
yeah.
how well that
yeah.
turned out in the Bible.
Yeah.
Now we're here being run by satanic Jewish pedophiles. Great. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, girls.
Cut it out. There's more. There's more wonderful things from women that we can see. And by the way, I'm not one of these people who wants to blame women for everything or wants
I am, just for the record. Just for the record, I am.
to blame men for everything. I think that kind of
Just for the record, I am. It's men's fault that we've allowed women to run wild, and women are the root cause of all of our problems, along with the Jews, the niggers, and the fact that we white men have allowed women, Jews, and niggers to all run wild. Everybody is to blame for everything. All of this, well, I want to blame. No, we need to hand out the blame. There's a thing called blame. It does exist. It's real. It needs to be handed out until we fucking figure this one out and accept the responsibility. See, even here, she's doing a little dodging of responsibility. No. We're all to blame.
shit is bullshit. It's global elitist propaganda to drive us apart, make us hate each other, and make us
That's
believe that
true.
the other person is totally responsible for the other person's problems, okay? A lot of red
Yeah.
pill male stuff that happens online is really just male feminism. Women are so evil, they've destroyed us, right? And feminism, men are so evil, they just want to, grope us. It's the same thing, and we need to stop doing that. However,
That's
I
true.
do agree that you got to call out bad behavior on both sides, okay?
True.
And some of these hoes, they're wilding out. They've gotten too much. We've given them too much rope. They're walking around saying all this crazy
And they still haven't hung themselves. That's the problem. Girls, we've given you all this rope. You still haven't hung yourselves.
shit. They have confidence that they have no business having. They think they got to teach everybody and everyone how to behave.
Yep.
No.
No, shut up.
Here's another one. I was married, by the way, everybody, Garbage Human, great account. He's got a lot of funny stuff he posts. I was married for 15 years. Only after our divorce did I realize I'd never consented to sex. Now,
And here we go. The cult of consent.
this sounds like it should be a satirical article, okay? But this right here is why people are not believing women anymore. When you say shit like this, when a woman actually gets attacked in that department, people don't believe her anymore.
No, we
People
don't.
want to think all women are liars. People
They are.
want to think all women make stuff up.
They do.
This is crazy. You need to be locked up.
Yes. Whoever wrote this does need to be locked up.
You never consented to...
Actually, not locked up, because that'll cost me money via taxation. Whoever wrote this needs to be shipped to Africa.
Give me a break, okay?
Let me see you consent over there.
And the truth of the matter is, women don't like to initiate sex, okay? They don't. Part of the seduction is the man desiring you so much that he makes an effort and makes a move. That's
Correct.
part of a woman's aphrodisiac. That's what it is. Now, sometimes, it's true, we got biology too. Stuff starts happening, we're like, hey, right? The way a woman initiates sex, she just gives him a little glimpse of something. That's
Right.
it. She
'Cause
does
that's
it.
all it
Women
takes.
don't do all the think about it, ladies. Think about it.
Yep.
Think about how
Girls, I know thinking is hard. Try it. This is a girl asking you to think. I know this is like foreign to you, but she's going to make a valid point here.
much effort your man has to put up on a regular basis to get you in the mood. Think about it. And think about if you would do the same the other way around. You don't have to
No.
think about it. Think about how many times you've given your husband a little hint and he didn't pick it up and you were like, forget it. Forget it. I'm not putting myself in that position to be rejected.
I'm not going to do any more work.
Meanwhile, your man's got to be all like, ooh, I love you, kisses, hugs, this. And you're like, stop it. I'm going to go to sleep. Stop it. I'm tired. Stop. I'm not, you're being... And then eventually you're like, all right. But,
Yeah,
that's part of the game.
exactly. That's the truth. That's the fucking truth. Oh, God, that ain't the truth.
Okay? But if it was the other way around, the first time he goes, oh, I'm kind of tired, you're like, why doesn't he love me anymore? You start crying,
Yep.
weeping, thinking you're ugly.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
Oh, yeah,
So you
it's
can't
true.
be saying, this whole feminist liberal ideology that is like a mind virus into women's brains and makes them just turn into the worst kind of people towards their husbands and their partners. This has to go.
Well, they're women. They're not people, but I get her point.
This is what happens when women don't have any real problems. They have
Yep.
to invent them.
Yes.
Okay? 100 years ago, when our grandmothers were washing clothes by hand,
Yep.
dealing with losing babies to
Yep.
illnesses, dealing with real problems, having to farm and milk the animals, they weren't sitting around with free time,
To think
idle
about,
time,
have I
to come up
consented?
with things that are problems.
Right.
Okay?
This is
Men
true.
have idle time. They write books.
Yep.
They build cathedrals. They start all kinds of things, sometimes wars. Women start thinking about why their marriage isn't perfect and how, you know what, all those years of consensual probably weren't even consensual because now I regret it. More stuff we really need to talk about.
She's exactly correct about that. When men have free time, we accomplish things. When women have free time, they create problems.
Are the lies that women create. So there is a website, I guess there's Facebook groups that talk about, are we dating the same guy? And this is like,
Oh, you mean like the T app?
I gotta tell you, this is like the witch covens of old. We're a bunch of banshees who don't have men in their lives and want to invent that it must be a reason besides themselves.
Right.
Start
Exactly.
talking themselves into believing that the guy that they dated or want to date is some kind of asshole. Okay? So this was posted by a user who said, my little brother got posted on one of these Facebook groups for our city yesterday, 110,000 members. Just a screenshot of his Hinge profile saying, anyone talk to this guy? To give you an idea, my brother is pretty douchey looking, which means attractive. That's all that means. He's probably a good looking, straight white male,
Right.
which thanks to the Hollywood movie industry, now equates to must be a douchebag. That's it. That's what it means, okay? Because you're threatening to a bunch of ugly women who know you're going to reject them. That's what this is about. So even this girl who says my brother's pretty douchey looking, even she's been taken over by the mind virus. But he's genuinely a cool guy who treats women respectfully.
That's his problem. He treats them respectfully. That's his problem.
Usually attractive men are like that. They don't have to be mean to women because a lot of women want them. And usually the women that are mean to them are pretty ugly.
Yep.
So she continues, there are 150 plus comments so far. About 4 of these comments are actually from women saying they have met him or gone on a date. The rest are insane.
Hold on. So if this guy, again, this is 2025, okay? If this guy has managed to go on a date with 4 women, he's got to have something going for him. I mean, I'm being serious. In the current year, if you can get 4 different women to go on a date with you, with all the hurdles there are to overcome with dating, he's got to have something going for him.
Wild speculation. A ton of commenters deciding he must be a serial cheater based on his appearance. A few comments saying he's probably gay. Typical woman, she's going to get rejected, must be gay.
Yeah.
My brother sometimes works on weekends. One of them says, I matched with him, but noticed he was slow to respond on weekends. It's pretty clear he's hiding something. See? What did I say? Women can't handle rejection.
Right, exactly. Slow to respond on weekends. Maybe he's doing stuff. Maybe he's not just fucking sitting around with his cats crying about how nobody wants to date him. I don't respond to shit on weekends either, because on weekends I'm doing shit. Whether it's yelling at the internet or trail running or kayaking, on weekends I'm doing shit.
So this woman feels like she's been rejected, right? And now it's got to be because he's hiding something and we have to make something up.
Right.
So many were gleefully critiquing his appearance, everything from his
course.
heavily scrutinized and mocked, from his facial feature to his fashion sense to his beard and everything in between. This was surprising to see since women usually seem to think he's handsome in real life.
And notice they wrote handsome in real life, but his sister says women usually think he's handsome in real life. But remember at the beginning, she said he's kind of a douchebag.
Not surprising at all, actually, because he's a good-looking dude. I can guarantee you that.
That's how he got 4 dates. That's how he got dates with 4 different women. If he wasn't good looking or very rich in 2025, he's not going to get dates with 4 different women.
Most of the women who were saying this were lower in attractiveness than him.
Yep.
And know that he would never want anything to do with them.
They're also, of course, they're saying this because they're, again, trying to, this is their way of saying to the other women, you're not interested, right? Here's this guy, anybody date? Oh, yeah, he's a douchebag. Because women don't want other women to date a good man. That's what this is. Once again, this is women dragging other women down instead of elevating themselves.
And because of this, they must feel like they are in the power position because they're the ones rejecting him. Oh, he's probably just going to cheat on you. He looks like a douchebag. He's probably gay. What is he really doing on the weekends anyway? Old hag shit.
Yep.
Okay? Spinster shit.
Spinster shit.
Go look, I guarantee you can go look at these pictures of these girls. Once again, brings me back to the point I started with. Ladies, do not take advice from ugly women.
No.
They want to destroy you.
Yes.
So what they realize is this guy is attractive.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to have him.
Right.
So if I can attack him to the other girls,
Right.
I can signal to them that they shouldn't date him either.
Yes.
Then when none of the hot chicks date him, he'll come around to me. Women are scheming. If you think this isn't what's going on, it is.
That is exactly, and that's why we're talking about this video. That is exactly what's going on. And I've been saying this for years, but I have a dick. This is I don't think this is a tranny. This looks like a biological woman. You can't tell that much anymore, although I am very good at spotting trannies. Very, very good at it. I have a high success rate on tranny spotting. Here's a girl, a biological woman, one of the rare biological women that has enough self-awareness to know what's going on with chicks and to talk about it.
I don't know about this because I'm an attractive lady and I've never had a problem getting a man. My problem is, I don't ever make eye contact because I've been taught that if a man really wants you, he'll find you. Now, what that usually encourages is psychopaths. Psychopaths don't need you to signal them because they're going to get you whether you want them or not.
Exactly.
See, normal guys, ladies, they need a sign.
Yes.
And you thinking that you like them and they should know is not a sign.
Exactly. We cannot read your minds, okay? We can't see something that small. We cannot read your fucking mind. I understand you're not going to make the first move. You're not going to ask me out, what the fuck ever. But you got to do something. You got to do something. Okay? You have to put a small amount of effort into it. Okay, so remember, for those of you who listen to my podcast, again, those of you who found this on YouTube or on Odyssey and don't know anything about my stories from the past. So I was back in the People's Republic of Fort Collins, and I met this girl at the place, and she's very adorable. Cute face, fantastic body, very thin, tall, just like I like, fucking adorable. So anyhow, I'm going past her, past the aisle, right? And I stop and, I said hi, whatever. And she's hi back, and we started engaging a little bit and everything like that. And we were talking, it's okay. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to move on now and I attempted to maneuver past her and continue on my way. And she physically moved into my path and stopped me from walking away. You see, girls, that's all you have to do. That was all I knew. It's like, oh, she actually is interested. And so we talked some more. And then we did the thing. She gave her a phone number, and I told part of the story. And, and I was going to try to take her out that night. And then, of course, so the thing proceeded from there. I texted her. She texted back. She said, yeah. And she was very interested in getting together. That was the impression I got. And then we got to the part where I said, well, tonight's a really good night for me. She says, not that good for me. I said, well, I'm leaving town, and I'm not exactly sure when I'll be back. We could do some stuff when I get back. And she says, and this is when I knew what had happened, because this segues right back into what we're talking about. She wrote to me. She says, well, normally I don't do anything. So first of all, I was going to take her to social. And this night, this was Social's yearly anniversary party, which is kind of a big deal in the People's Republic of Fort Collins. It's a very popular place, and their anniversary party is always a big thing. She's like, yeah, I've always wanted to go to that. And I'm like, well, it's tonight. Let's fucking go. And she comes back, she says, well, I only do things that are spontaneous with my friends. And that was when I knew, here's what happened. When we're talking in person, right, she was interested enough that she actually gave me a sign. She actually indicated her interest to me. Then we're texting, she's interested, and it's like, oh, but I only do spontaneous things with my friends. Here's what happened. She texted her friends and said, hey, this guy I met today wants me to go out with him tonight. What should I do? And all of her friends, who I can guarantee you 100%, I can promise you, I will bet money on this, all of her friends are fatter than she is, because she is very thin, and it is literally Hitler impossible for a girl to be thinner than she is unless the girl is actually anorexic. Not anorexic like women accuse other women of being anorexic and telling them they need to eat a sandwich. I'm talking about actual anorexia where your skin is all the way down to your bone and there's no muscle or fat between the bone and the skin whatsoever. Like a Hoaxacost survivor, okay? Like there's no way this girl's friends are thinner than her. It's impossible. So all of her fat friends all told her, oh, you're not interested in him. You shouldn't go out with him. And I guarantee you, that's what happened. Because she was definitely interested. I'm not the fucking player, but I can tell when a girl is interested in me, especially when she gives overt signs. Or I also told the story recently. I was in a restaurant, blah, 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 and the waitress, and she is talking to me and chatty, and everything. I could tell she was interested. If she wouldn't have weighed 220 pounds, I'd have been interested too. But I could tell that she was interested. Girls, you don't have to fucking, throw yourself on the guy, because we know you're not going to do that. That requires initiative. That requires you to fucking do something. That requires you to take action. That requires you to have a process. That requires you to take initiative. That would require you to be a girl boss. That would require you to be strong, have self-esteem, be independent. We don't expect you to make the first move or the second or the third or the fourth or any other move, but you've got to do something. I know it's going to be subtle because you're terrified of rejection. Just the man's walking away, just step into his path. That's all it takes. And then don't listen to your fucking friends.
Can't read your mind, no matter how it seems. You've got to look at them in the eyes and smile.
Yes.
I know it's hard.
It's hard.
I know you think you're going to die if he doesn't come over. You might have to do it a few times.
You might.
You might even need to say hello.
Oh my God, say hello?
You've got to be an invitation. Sometimes some guys are not going to want that invitation. You're not going to die. A
Right.
lot more of the times, guys are going to want the invitation because they don't really get it. Men are treated like shit.
Yep.
They're expected to be beat down time
Yep.
and time again and still be able to get up and approach you.
Yep.
Recognize this and you'll be ahead of the game. You don't have to knock him down. You don't have to tell all the other girls how gross and ugly he is, because then maybe you'll get him. You just have to smile and be kind and not be a raging bitch who tells your husband that if he's sexually attracted to you, there's something wrong with him.
And girls, you don't have to do all this knocking down of other women to be attractive to men. Yeah, I mean, you literally just have to just not be a cunt. And make some eye contact. It's that simple, girls. You're making it complicated with all of this fucking backstabbing and dragging down of other women. If you actually want a man, and you're not old, fat, evil, all these things. Like, if you're moderately attractive and you actually want a man, you don't need to waste time dragging other women down. You just need to make eye contact and smile. It is literally Hitler. That fucking simple.
That's all. More on the takes of feminism. Okay, looks like a very nice girl. You'd think, all right, this is a good one. Well,
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of cute. I mean, you can see already the what do you call it? The bat wings are starting to form because she doesn't go to the gym. But I mean, she's got what I would consider a cute face.
hold on. I don't want to bang. I banged like 60 guys in 2 semesters. I need love, mother bangers. Ha. Okay, ladies, here's a lesson you're not going to like.
60.
Body counts are different for men and women.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that the feminist agenda has convinced you that in order for you to have value, you must act and behave like a man.
Right.
But-
because only men have value. That's part. Feminism has told you that it's only male behavior that has value. Wow, that's really empowering for women. That's what feminism is telling you. Be like a man. Have a career. Have a lot of sex. Male behavior is the only good behavior. That's what feminism is telling you when it tells you to behave like a man. It's telling you that your feminine behavior, not your effeminate behavior, but actual legit feminine behavior, feminism is telling you that feminine behavior has no value, only masculine behavior has value. And that is not correct.
You're wrong. Here's the mix-up in your brains.
Right.
You think that the things you find attractive in men,
Hey, have you guys heard this before? For those of you, anyone heard this one before?
are going to be the things that men are going to find attractive in you.
Yes.
Okay? This is the absolute irony of feminism.
It's
it
completely
claims
wrong.
to elevate women and give them equality to men. And it starts from the assumption
Right.
that the things that are unique to women are not valuable and must be discarded.
Exactly.
This is why it's such an insane, death cult, and you do not want to ascribe to it. Here's what I mean. Let me break this down a little bit, okay? This woman is saying, I slept with 60 guys, because she thinks she's signaling to the men,
Right.
hey, look, I'm desirable and attractive. Look at how many guys I've slept with.
Exactly.
You should want me.
Exactly.
Why does she do this?
That is exactly what she's doing, because that is exactly what she thinks. Because again, we all know this. This is how women judge men. Wow, that guy had sex with 60 different women. He's really desirable and attractive. Because women, it goes back to the friends, you know. Women make their decisions based on group consensus. Women need approval of other women because women need the approval of the herd for their survival. Men do not give a shit to a large extent. We give a shit to some extent, but there's this great extent to which we don't give a shit about it. This is why women are going to ask their friends the opinion of their boyfriend, right? Men don't ask their friends, hey, what's your opinion of my girlfriend? Because we don't fucking care. We don't need approval of our friends on who we date or who we fuck. Women do. Even when they claim they don't, they still do. Because women are in need of approval from everyone around them. At the same time that they're claiming they don't need anyone's approval because they're strong and independent.
Well, because in a female psychology, when we see a man who is desired by lots of women, we go,
Right.
oh, he's desirable. My fellow witches like him. There
Right.
must be something great in him. Quick, let me get him. This is why women are attracted to married men.
Right.
Somebody else has vetoed him and screened him and affirmed he's quality. So we want him
Exactly.
because somebody did the work for us.
Exactly.
Here's the thing, ladies. Men aren't the same. They don't need a social consensus to know what they like and what they want. So they
Exactly.
don't need 60 other guys to have ran through you to know that you're valuable. Their brains don't work the same way.
And here's another manifestation of that. When you have women in the workplace and you put them in charge, and I've seen plenty of examples of this in real life because I've had to work for and with women, and I've read plenty of examples and I've heard the anecdotes from other people, even though they don't realize exactly what they're saying. You put a woman in charge in the workplace, she's got to get a consensus before anything gets done. This is why women make terrible leaders, because they don't want to make decisions on their own. They want everybody to buy into the decision. They want everybody to be on board. They want a consensus of everyone in the workplace about the course of action. When you put a man in charge, a man is like, all right, we need to do this thing. Here's how we're going to do it. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. We're going to do it this way. He doesn't give a shit about consensus in the workplace. He's trying to accomplish something. He doesn't need consensus. Women in the workplace, in leadership positions, constantly need consensus. This is why, all of any great businessman out there that you've heard of who has quote unquote achieved something, and yes, and here's the thing, as I'm about to point out, most of them have not achieved a fucking thing, but they get credit for it, okay? Elon Musk. Elon Musk has never designed a rocket ship or an automobile. Okay, Steve Jobs didn't design a fucking thing. Bill Gates, right? But here's why these men are billionaires, because they didn't sit around waiting for consensus. You're not going to accomplish jack shit if you sit around waiting for consensus. And this is what women do. Women need consensus. Men do not. This is why men accomplish great things, and then women marry those men and take half of everything they have.
Okay? In fact, it's the opposite for them. Let me get to that in a second. Men will like you and evaluate you based on their own criteria and judgment.
Exactly.
I know this is a foreign thought for us because we need community approval. We need community
Yes.
consensus.
Yes.
That's why when you put women in charge of companies, decisions don't get made.
Right.
Everybody's got to agree. We all have to come to a consensus. We have to talk about how this feels. And then
Yes.
it's 2 months later and the company's bankrupt.
Yes, exactly. Women. Well, I've been to these meetings called by women. Let's talk about how everyone feels about this impending change. Like, oh my God, I have never in the workplace had a man ask me, how did I feel about something that was happening at work. Because it doesn't matter how you fucking feel.
Okay? That's why men are uniquely suited to leadership positions and women are uniquely suited to raising children.
Yes.
That's not a knock. Feminism has taught you that being uniquely suited to raising children is not valuable. What a load of shit. So when you say to men, I've slept with 60 guys, they're not registering it the way you are. They're registering it as, oh God, everybody's
Right.
had this woman. I
Yeah.
don't want it.
She's a town bicycle. How many diseases does she have?
Why? Let me explain a little something to you. Men have pride and they have possession. So I know feminism taught you, you don't want to be a possession of your husband. That's another load of shit.
Right.
If you're a possession of your husband, he
Yes.
feels a sense of duty to you.
Right.
A sense of duty to protect you, to care
Correct.
for you. Why? Because you're his. Think about the things that you
Exactly. I'm not going to be owned by a man. Well, if you're not my possession, yeah, why would I protect you? Why would I provide for you? If you're not my girl, when your car breaks down at 3 o'clock in the morning, why would I drive 60 miles to pick you up? Why would I let you use my bathroom? Why would I stick my dick inside of you? Why? If you're not mine, get the fuck out.
own. You want to maintain them and keep them well. If it's somebody else's car, you don't care. You're not going to bring it to the car wash. So it's not a problem. But when 60 other men have had you, you've now been the possession of 60 other men. Suddenly this man can't have that kind of pride. If he takes you
Right.
to a barbecue and 3 of the men who have had you there, he's going to feel like a cuck because he's going to know
Right.
that they've seen something that should have been his.
Right.
This is why women were traditionally virgins until marriage, and men weren't.
And yeah, this is, you can't share a girlfriend. Look at the whole Dick Masterson Maddox thing. They're both fucking the same girl. Like Maddox said, I can make a Venn diagram of all the places that my dick and Dick's mouth have been. Right? They're fucking the same chick. That's the root cause of like half of their problems right there.
You can say whatever you want, but our society has fallen, and it's fallen specifically because feminism convinced women that this was a bad thing. That it was a bad thing to make sure that the guy you were going to give your body to would give you a commitment for life to take care of you and be with you.
That's a
That
bad
instead,
thing.
what you should do is give your body freely to men who give you nothing in return, have accomplished nothing, and aren't even going to call you the next day.
Exactly.
Whoa. This is why a
Yes.
lot of you feel so bad after casual.
And women fell for this. Once again, that's the amazing part. Women have fallen for this. This is why, girls, we can't have, respect me for my intelligence. What intelligence? The propaganda that you have fallen for. Right? That fulfillment comes from having a career. That having sex with a bunch of men who don't care about you is fulfilling. Like the shit that you have fallen for. Sorry, girls, you're not smart. Again, yes, there's a couple of exceptions out there. Once again, it doesn't matter. The small number of exceptions does not negate the rule. The small number of exceptions proves the rule. If you girls were smart, you would know that.
Encounters. You can see plenty of TikTok videos of women walking after, crying, going, if this is right, why does it feel so wrong? You have to unpack this because the feminist propaganda has brainwashed you against your own instincts. It's told you that your instincts come from social manipulation. This isn't true.
No.
Your instincts are trying to tell you something.
Right. Your instincts come from, whichever way you look at it, your instincts either come from God, from being created by God, or your instincts come from millions of years of evolution. Okay, either way, your instincts are not something that's been pumped into you by the patriarchal propaganda machine to keep you oppressed.
Brainwashing is trying to take away your instincts so you will do things to harm yourself, like sleeping with 60 guys and
Exactly.
then broadcasting it.
Yep.
Don't do that. The other reason women...
No. Girls, broadcast. No, broadcast it. We need to know. I think all women should be required. Like how Jews were required to wear the Star of David? I think all women should be required to wear an armband that has their body count on it.
think that this is an accomplishment is because
You're
we
stupid.
intuitively know that it is hard for men to sleep with 60 women. Harder.
Right.
You're in
yeah.
the top classes of men, sure, okay? But most men aren't in that. So if a man says he slept with 60 women, we're like, whoa. Now we think somehow it's the same accomplishment the other way around.
Exactly.
Here's why else that's not an accomplishment. It's very easy for women to get a man to have sex with them. Super easy.
Real
so easy.
You just have to show up, girls. Even fat, ugly women can get men to have sex with them. There's nothing difficult for a woman when it comes to getting someone to have sex with them.
You could walk down the street and find 3 willing men before you reach the end of the block. Here's the other issue. That doesn't mean that those 3 willing men are quality men. So you're advertising that you slept with 60 men, and I can guarantee you that the majority of those men were not high caliber men. Because if they were, you would have tried to lock them down in a relationship.
Exactly.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. She nailed it right there. Yeah, you've got this high body count. Most of them are low quality men.
So Sarah, okay, if you want love, I'd encourage you to take a period of chastity and repentance and realize the way that you have been lied to and the error and folly of your judgment. And start to love yourself enough to not just give your body away to somebody who buys you a couple of drinks. Let's see what else we got here.
But I mean, that's what sex with her is worth, is a couple of drinks.
See what this woman's saying.
I need to, okay, realistically, if I want kids by about 28, but I want to be married for probably
Uh-oh, girl's gonna do math.
2 years before having kids, I need to have a husband and be married by 26.
She had to subtract 2 from 28. Did you see how difficult that was for her?
And then I'm going to be engaged for probably about a year, you know, to plan the wedding and do all that stuff. So I need to be a fiance. I need to be engaged by 25.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But then, you know, usually before you get engaged, you're probably dating the person for about 2 years. I feel like that's a good amount. Dating someone.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you do. You need to, don't listen to the New York girl. So, anyway.
That means that I'm going to have to basically meet this person by 23?
Yeah.
22?
Yeah. Yeah. See, and this is what happens when you see the girls on the internets, on the dating profiles, wherever you see them. You know, she's 42. She'd like to have kids one day. No, you needed to do this math like this chick just did. You need to do this math before you're in your 40s, girls.
Wait a second. I'm very much single.
Yeah.
So how is this going to work?
It's not. You're going to die childless and alone with your cats. That's how it's going to work. Because you've been propagandized by the Jews.
Because my plans are getting a little, like, I actually have to meet someone tomorrow.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. If you want to have kids when you're 28, you need to start right now.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there we go. The feminists have lied to you, ladies. I'm sorry. You know, it's hard to come to the reality of the truth. I didn't until very late in my life. I'm fortunate because I'm attractive, but it doesn't always happen. Youth is beauty.
How many times is that the second time she's mentioned that she's attractive?
I was way more attractive when I was younger. Well, maybe not because I was fat, but you guys get the point. Okay? Now, look, if you're older, I don't want you to take a black pill and feel like all hope is lost. Because
it is. Okay. No, it is. Girls, if you want children, at least, let's figure where she's going with this. But no, all hope is lost if you're older and you want children.
It's what the demons want. They want you to be despondent and discouraged and black-pilled. No, but it should be a wake-up call, okay? The truth hurts when you're living in a lie because you've got to stop everything you're doing and make a change, which is very difficult. And you have to face the reality of the losses that you have suffered as a consequence of living in a lie. And the longer you live in a lie, the more consequences there are.
Exactly. And you can be exempted from those consequences by a society of beta male cuckolds, femisimps who are willing to isolate and insulate and protect you from the consequences. But eventually those consequences will catch up with you. You cannot outrun them forever. I mean, unless you die young.
Truth. So the best time to have woken up was 10 years ago. But the second best time is today. Because you're cutting the losses that will continue. They will continue. And this young girl is realizing that, hey, actually, I don't have all the time in the world. And if I do want this plan of getting married and having children, I need to start doing that now. And this is the reality, okay? And the truth of the matter is, despite all of the propaganda that's been pushed into your brains, girls, you do want to get married. You do want to have kids most of the time. And those of you who don't, you might want to check the Zio banking programming that has made you into an antinatalist. We've been suffering this for the last 50 years. My generation had it the worst. Okay. Thankfully, Gen Z is sort of waking up and realizing some stuff, but you guys have some other difficulties like the economy. But once again, keep faith, persevere, because there will be a way made for you. Just trust it. That being said, you have to come to the reality of, what do I really want? Do I really want to be out in the city every night getting drunk with my girlfriends because it's fun?
Right.
Or would I like to start a stable life with someone, have some children, raise a family, and have a fulfilling life?
Exactly. You have to do some self-reflection. And once again, this is the problem women have, is they're not good at this. The whole self-awareness, self-reflection thing, they can't do it. It's neurochemically beyond the vast majority of them. Women do not like to reflect upon themselves and what they want because they are such terrible people, right? Because they are constantly engaged in dragging other women down. She's not interested, right? That's your entire lives. Right? Men don't do that to other men. No man has ever seen his friend talking to a girl and went over there and said, hey, he's not interested. No man is fucking evil enough to do some shit like that. Men like to see other men happy. Women do not like seeing other women happy. There's this thing going around about how women don't like to see men happy. And at one point on my podcast, I said that wasn't true. I think it's not true to an extent. I think women are indifferent to men's happiness. And it's sure, sometimes they'll see a man happy and drag him down. But I mean, I think ultimately, if you kind of averaged it out and looked at their neuro patterns, women are mostly indifferent to men's happiness because they just don't care about us enough to even give a shit if we're happy or not. But you know what women are not indifferent to? Other women's happiness. Women hate other women being happy. They hate it. To the same extent as men, we like seeing other men happy. Once again, you know, like my friends in real life and like my listeners to this podcast, and especially the ones like I interact with a lot on the Telegram and the Telegram group, like when one of them shows up with some good news, I mean, I've never met these guys in person, but someone shows up with some good news. Hey, I got this thing, or I did this thing, or I had these shit coins, and they went whatever. It's like, great, man, we're happy for each other. Men are happy for each other. I go to the gym, I see a man who can bench press 300 pounds. Man, I'm happy for him. I'm like, I go, God damn, that motherfucker bench pressed 300 pounds. That's fantastic. A woman sees another woman who does something better than her, and it's hatred. That's all they have, because they hate seeing other women succeed and be happy, because they're all about just shitting on each other, because again, that's the only way they know how to compete with each other, because they're fucking retarded and they've never matured past high school and they're evil. It's all three of them. They're just fucked up.
Think about it, okay? Most women, if you give them the option from being the boss bitch that they've been told to be, but you don't have a family and you don't have kids, or not being a boss bitch, but being married to a guy who can provide and having a family and having kids, if they were honest, they would tell you that they would pick this option.
Right.
Because this option is pretty lonely. And not just for women, it's actually pretty lonely for men too. The reason that men try to succeed in business is so that they can attract a good mate.
So we can get the girl. If I wasn't trying to get the girl, I don't need all of this money and shit. Yes, that's why men try to succeed in business, so they can get a quality woman.
Raise a family, that's the truth. A life without a partner and without children and without a family is pretty lonely, okay? All you have to do is look at those 40-plus women that are over 40 and are now like having cats as pets and convincing themselves that they don't want this, and they all
and convincing themselves that the cats came out of their womb. It's my fur baby.
have to be on anti-anxiety medication to bury the reality of what's going on.
Right, exactly. Okay? And right, and then you girls, you spend your entire, the first like from age 12 to age 40, you're completely devoted to making other women miserable and destroying other women's lives because you think somehow or another that's going to elevate you. And then you hit 41 and reality starts to set in a little bit. And now you need all this medication and you got to medicate yourself with your antidepressants and all this other shit, which you then urinate out and it goes into the water supply and poisons all of us.
And I don't say this with a light heart, and I don't say it as somebody who hasn't had to do the same things. I say it out of love and compassion, which you're not going to get from the Marxist feminists who want to destroy you. But if you really think about it, you do not gain anything from fun.
No,
Nothing to gain.
You don't.
Nothing.
She's right.
Fun is like eating cotton candy when you need a meal.
She's
Going
right.
out drinking and having a casual hookup
Yep.
with somebody who you're never going to see again is the cotton candy.
Right.
It's great the first couple of bites, okay? Then you wake up and you have AIDS.
Yep.
So think about it. What are they really selling you, okay? As
They're not so much selling you. Well, they're not selling you something. They're selling you.
someone who lived in New York City in my 20s and was out there, hanging out with the girls. Now, I wasn't going around doing, all the shenanigans that they say.
Sure.
But I was in denial about the reality of what I wanted. Deep in my heart, every time, it'd be like, okay, am I going to meet somebody solid? Now, like I said earlier, I couldn't make eye contact, so the people I met were psychopaths. I married one of them. That was a horrible situation. But the truth was that deep in my heart, I wanted to find a partner. That was the truth. But I couldn't face that because feminism
Right.
told me that
Right.
that was a wrong and sinful desire, that somehow I was weak for wanting these things. And the whole culture is built around teaching girls that it's weak to want to get married and have kids and have a family. What a
Right.
load of shit.
Right.
That's why girls will always try to be cool, right? Oh, I'm cool. I'm the cool chick. No, we don't have to talk about being serious. I don't want to be that weird, creepy girl. Ladies. Nope. Don't let the men take advantage of this and ruin you because of it. No. You lay down the law. Nope. I'm not here doing casual stuff, okay? You want to be with me sexually? It's going to involve a commitment. You know what's going to happen? A lot of men are going to walk away. Good. You're not losing anything. Let me tell you something. A man who walks away from you when you say, I will not be intimate with someone outside of a committed relationship headed towards marriage, only had bad intentions for you.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Selfish. He's looking to use you. He never thought anything serious of you, and he certainly didn't respect you.
She's
so
not
he didn't lose
wrong.
anything, even though it's going to feel like that. Okay? And what this does is it frees up your time from being used and abused by people who don't have good intentions for you, who are only thinking about themselves and their own bodily pleasure. And it makes you be able to discern which guys are of this intent so that you can sift them out and find the ones that are serious. The second thing it does is it raises respect for you in the eyes of this men. So some of them are fade away. Some of them are just kind of lost and confused too, because remember, they're suffering from the same propaganda we've been suffering from.
Right. The Jews have been brainwashing us as well.
And they might realize that, wait a second, well, I might want something more. Well, let me get to know this person. Then you might get to know each other and realize, it's not going to really work. Once again, free up your time from being wasted. Because otherwise, when you get physically intimate with someone, you're going to get bonded. And even if you're not right for each other, you're going to waste each other's time for a long while before you're willing to walk away. And then, it's like years down the road, and maybe the person who would have been right for you got married to somebody they shouldn't have got married to too. Right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff. And why on God's green earth am I telling women this? Because
you're telling women this because women are stupid and they've been propagandized out of knowing, because everything you've said in here, like every woman should just know this instinctively. This should not have to be how long is this? 36-minute video. This video shouldn't be necessary. But you're telling women this because they've been propagandized into believing bullshit.
has given us a special ability. We have the ability to not be totally run by our libido. Men don't have the same ability. They've got to develop this, and it takes them a little while.
Right.
But the reason that women have been given this ability is so that they can protect themselves. Can you imagine if we were just as horny as men are?
Oh, God.
It would be really hard to screen out these guys who want to use you. So,
But you also wouldn't care, because if you're just as horny as us, you'd be okay with being used. Oh, wait, most of you are okay. Most women out, well, I say most. A large number of women right now today in 2025 are in fact just circus freak fuck toys. This is their aspiration in life, is to be a circus freak fuck toy.
there's wisdom in the divine plan, is what I'll say. Okay? And the last thing that I'll say is it seems that feminism.
So anytime a woman says the last thing that I'll say, how much more do we have? So we got like 2 more minutes. Oh, okay, it's not 2 more minutes.
The only liberation that feminism seems to have brought women is the liberation to sell themselves back into sex slavery. Because every single girl, the minute she gets free, seems to be going on OnlyFans and selling her body online.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's what it is.
So
and of course, and understand that putting the women on OnlyFans selling their bodies, it's not about the women. Again, OnlyFans is owned by a Jew. It's about money. It's about making money, not just for the Jew that owns OnlyFans, but along the path, all the taxes that are paid, everything. It's about turning people into economic units. It's about you're not a person anymore. You're not a mother, a father, a sister, a brother. You're not a carpenter. You're not a farmer. You're not an uncle. You're not a friend. Right? You're an economic unit. You make money, you pay taxes. You spend money, you pay taxes. And there's all these women that can't contribute anything to society other than, well, they could be mothers, right? They could be wives and mothers and raise children, but that doesn't make any money. But if you get them on OnlyFans, now they become an economic unit. Now money is moving from point A to point B, and in the process, taxes are being paid.
It said the lowest grade I got in college is this, fast tracking to get a graduate degree before becoming a mother. See, the eventual goal of being a PhD. Why do you need a PhD? You need a PhD to be a mother? What are you going to do with that? What's your real intention? Okay?
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that women can't have PhDs and they can't make...
I am. I'm saying that. I'm saying it. But, so to become, trying to fast track a graduate degree before becoming a mother. If you want to become a mother, why are you going to college? What are you doing?
Contributions to science.
We know she's going into debt, and this is go into debt. Now she's in debt, and she's got to be on OnlyFans. Once again, the debt. It's all about debt. It's all about taxes. It's all about moving money. It's all about being an economic unit, not a person.
To philosophy, there are that. Most women aren't going to do that. Most men aren't going to do that, right? Most men are going to work a job that's going to help them provide for their families. Nothing wrong with that. Some men are going to be high-level thinkers, analysis, and leaders who are going to change the world. Can't be all men, can't even be most men because it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Most women are just going to be mothers if they're lucky and raise the next generation of children. There's nothing wrong with that. Some women are going to be high-level thinkers, philosophers, and leaders.
No, they're not.
Who are going to help the men change the world. That's the reality, okay? So the biggest psyop we have put on women is that all of them have to be career boss bitches, and if they're not, they've somehow failed. So this woman feels like she has to get a PhD on her way to becoming a mother, when the truth is she just wants to be a mother. Second tweet, just got my tuition bill. Guess I have to do corn now, okay? And I'm not going to show the picture because it's going to be a YouTube video, but she basically shows her boobs with some nipple covers. You want to be a mother? Seriously?
No, you don't. And that's the thing, she doesn't. She doesn't want to be a mother because she doesn't. If she wanted to be a mother, she would not be doing porn or college.
Any man with any sense is not going to want you to be the mother of his children.
Right.
Because if you have a daughter, you're going to teach her the same morality you want. And the last thing men want is for their daughter to be used the way you were.
Exactly.
So you're going to find a beta lower tier male who you're not going to respect and who you're going to say things to like, do you have to grope my body every time you see me half naked? Mm-hmm. That's what you're going to do.
That's exactly.
So girls, the lesson is don't be like this. Don't fall into this trap. And if you have, pull yourself out. Pray for help and pull yourself out because it is possible. It is possible to turn your life around, but you've got to realize and come to a reckoning of the reality of where you're at. So that's it. Those are my thoughts for today.
That is correct. You've got to come to a fucking realization of your mistakes, and then you've got to take action, and you can't wait for people to do it for you.
Please remember to like and subscribe.
Oh, like and subscribe. Ring that bell.
Comment below things you want me to cover in the next video.
All right, the Great One's going to go take a break. I'll be right back. This break may or may not end up in the final video. Hot on the heels of that, Now, we're going to hear some additional commentary on more or less the same subject from the Great One's favorite unicorn.
Women. Despite popular belief on Reddit, I love women. And despite popular belief on 4chan, I am a woman. And as I am filming this, it is currently International Women's Day.
Of
so
course it
happy
is.
International Women's Day to all 7.3 of you. We've talked quite a bit about male loneliness on this channel, but we haven't really touched on female loneliness, which
That's because no one cares. That's because, shoot, you have to do videos about things people care about. And as we just saw from your stats, most of your listeners, watchers, whatever we call them, are men. Men do not care about women being lonely. We don't fucking care. This is what you girls wanted. This is what you were propagandized into. This is what you went to college for and got a career for and then got some fur babies and bought a box of wine. We don't care that you're lonely because you brought this upon yourselves because you're not smart enough to recognize Jewish propaganda when it's being pumped into your tiny little brains.
although technically not as severe yet, is unfortunately a real and rapidly growing trend. The modern world does not
Shock.
seem to have a solution to this. All modern dating advice is just garbage. The future seems bleak, so maybe we have to look in the past. In this video, we're going to talk a bit about modern female loneliness, and then we're going to have some fun looking at some dating advice from the 1950s to see if we can find a solution there. Because what worked for our grandmothers surely will work for us, right? Back in the day when people would still go to malt shops and
Yes.
diners instead of
yeah.
femboy hooters. Women dated men for more than just their wallets.
No, they didn't.
Which reminds me, before we get into this video, let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
Okay, we're gonna skip
getting
the sponsor.
compliments on the reason. You can return 1.44 laptop, producing absolutely nothing of value to society. Positive thing. But I'm not an economist. 1984. Apparently, this by 2030.
hold on.
Now, according to some people, this is apparently a good thing. More women being single and childless is a good thing.
Yes, it is. According to some people, more women being single and childless is a good thing because they turn into economic units. They're childless. They need to compensate for not having a child, even though they don't recognize that's what they're doing. How do you do that? Well, you get fur babies and you spend money. Women who, everyone, not just women, men, women, again, you're single, you're childless, you're easier to manipulate.
Society
I've talked about this ad nauseum.
is progressing. Women no longer have to be chained up and turned into breeding cows. 1984. Apparently, single women spend more than the average family on travel, shopping, makeup, skincare.
Yes, exactly. That's why the Jews want women to be single. Because, yes, single women spend more money than women who are married and have children. Well, especially when it comes to travel, nightlife, going out and getting drunk, going to restaurants, skincare. Right? If you have 5 kids, you don't have time to fucking get whatever it is chicks do at the spa every week and go out to eat all the time and spend a bunch of money at restaurants and go out and get drunk with your friends who are all talking shit about you behind your back and making little bird hands when they talk bad about you and trying to drag you down so that you're less competition for the good men than they are.
etc. So, of course, some economists will twist this into a positive thing.
Yeah, they will. This is where the libertarians will show up. Well, don't you see? These women, they spend more money. Isn't that wonderful? Because for libertarians who don't understand that culture has any fucking meaning or significance whatsoever, everything is just about spending money and, of course, having sex with children and doing drugs, because those are the only 3 things that libertarians can understand, right? Turning people into economic units, but judging the quality of life based on how much stuff you can buy. And then, of course, doing drugs and having sex with children.
But I'm not an economist. I'm your average, humble, working-class American YouTuber, slaving over a hot laptop, producing absolutely nothing of value
Kind of like Aaron Clary.
to society. And I don't think this is a good thing. I think this is proof things are going very wrong. And if you look at the stats about how so many women are on antidepressants...
Look at this. Antidepressants, white women. White women. And there it is. I just talked about this, right? You hit 41 and suddenly you need antidepressants and medication because you figure out that you're alone, and then you urinate all that stuff into the water supply and you poison the rest of us.
And how the female suicide rate has been increasing. There
Good.
may be a connection here. Friendship,
Yes.
family, and sexual intimacy are a big part of the hierarchy of needs. And I don't think women are happier being alone and single. I just think women might be better at coping with being alone and single.
No, they're not. Women are not better at coping with being alone and single. It is lonely single women that are completely destroying our fucking society. At every goddamn level. Shu herself just showed the stat, single women spend more money. Okay, all that travel. How much environmental destruction is done by all that travel? Single women, we just saw the chart. Single women are on more medication. Where's the medication go when you piss it out of your body into the water supply? No, they're not better at coping. They're doing massive amounts of destruction to themselves, to the people around them, and to our society as a whole.
At least for a little while.
I just had like the
Oh, God.
craziest, saddest thought.
You'll never be white. Yeah, it's terrible.
I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies.
When you talk about the subject, a lot of men will point out that these women could easily get any man to sleep with. And I'm sure they
Right.
know that.
Exactly. But getting a man to fuck you and getting a man to marry you are two vastly different things. Especially considering your standards for getting a man to fuck you is that he has tattoos and a criminal record. Whereas your standard for getting a man to marry you is that he makes at least 6 figures. It's a lot easier to find a tattooed criminal willing to fuck you than it is to find a man who makes 6 fingers. If he has 6 fingers, he's AI generated. Finding a man that makes 6 figures who's willing to marry you, especially since the man who makes 6 figures can get a woman who is younger, thinner, prettier, and more fertile than you are.
But sex isn't the only thing people are looking for. As
No, sex is the only thing men are looking for.
I said in the male loneliness video, it would be relatively easy for a lot of these incels to just get laid, hire a hooker, and it would take the average woman like 5 minutes to find a man to sleep with. Just walk the f*** outside. But
Exactly.
casual sex isn't the solution to loneliness. It's a band-aid. It's a way to fill your void with cum. Trying to find someone to love, to marry, to have a family with nowadays, it is incredibly difficult for both genders in this climate today. And it seems like nowadays,
Whoa, did she say both genders? That sounds kind of transphobic. Does she not, Shu, are you not acknowledging the gender spectrum? Are you not acknowledging the crayon flag ensemble?
the only acceptable way to do so is to swipe right. We live in an increasingly atomized, lonely society thanks to a nasty combination of social media, technology, hookup culture, lack of community, lack of friends, lack of purpose, lack of money, late-stage capitalism, neoliberalism, and so many other things. And men are being told to, well, nothing. You're on
Nothing.
your own.
Yep.
Pull yourself up by your
Your
bootstraps.
bootstraps.
It's your fault. You
It's-
built the world after all. And are
Right, you did this.
increasingly turning to the few people who at least pretend to give a shit, who just wind up selling them poison that ultimately hurts them in the end.
Right.
Like hollow materialism, eternal one-night stands, and
Yep, and
vasectomies.
Rollo Tomasi. Get a vasect. Yep, and there you go. The whole fucking red pill is just there to take advantage of you. The red pill is, the male version of feminism.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, That's what the red pill has been up to, telling their audience to just forget marriage and neuter themselves. While women, in turn, are also being sold very similar poison. About how it's good to be single, it's empowering, you don't need no man, get on the pill, sleep around, climb the corporate ladder, and don't worry baby, we'll freeze your eggs for you. But is this...
Exactly. And then how's that work? The egg freezing thing, does it work? Maybe I'll delve into that one day. I think I've got some source material on that somewhere. The egg freezing thing, it doesn't work anywhere near. Once again, my science. Women think you can just freeze your eggs. Girls, you freeze the eggs. A huge percentage of them don't survive the freezing. You thaw them out. Percentage don't survive the thawing. Then you try to fucking fertilize them. A huge percentage don't get fertilized. Then you got to implant it. A huge percentage of them don't implant. Then it's got to come to term. Girls, it's not just a thing. You freeze the eggs and you're guaranteed a fucking baby. It's not like that. That's what you've been told. And you're told this because, once again, it's the movement of money. The company that freezes your eggs, well, your medical insurance, which is subsidized by me, pays for that. And the money is moving. You pay taxes, yada, yada, yada.
Good advice for women? Or have we girl-bossed a little too close to the sun?
You've
a study on date
girl-bossed too close to
psychology
the sun.
recently revealed that 48% of men 26 to 40 years old have not approached women in the past year. And 60% of men aged 18 to 25 said they haven't. In the entire data set, 30% of men said they never approached a woman in person before.
30%. Never before. Because remember, guys, don't approach a girl in public. She's in public for her own reasons. You should never approach a girl in public.
Ever. This also might be because, like I said, everything that isn't swiping right on a dating app nowadays is considered
creepy.
Don't approach women at the bar. Don't
Right.
approach women at the gym. Don't approach women at coffee shops. Don't approach women at work. Don't approach women at the mall. Don't approach women.
Exactly.
We live in
Because it's creepy. You approached a woman, that's creepy.
HR world. And it turns out a lot of women don't like HR world. Every time I see videos of women crying about not being approached by men or being lonely, the comments and replies are always full of men like, enjoy your cats.
Yeah.
This is what you asked for.
It is.
This is the world you wanted, ladies.
Yes.
But
You wanted a career there, girl boss. Yeah, we're laughing at you. Because you think you're so smart and a woman's intuition and all this other shit, and yet you intuitively can't figure out that you've been propagandized into destroying your life. Okay, your intuition sucks, honey. Your intuition is garbage.
was it? Not every woman is the blue-haired, man-hating feminist stereotype that you have in your mind.
And she was actually correct about that. They're not. And the problem comes down to, how do you sort them out? How do you figure out which ones are the blue-haired feminist, stereotype, and which ones are normal? And there's only one way to do that, guys. You have to approach them and talk to them. And when men have been propagandized or demoralized into not approaching women, then you're taking away your opportunity to find out, is that girl over there, is she a normal one that I might be able to take on a date, or is she going to allow herself to be influenced by her friends and decide that she's not interested, even though she was very clearly interested when I was talking to her, right? So it does come down to somebody's got to do something, and we all know who's got to do something. It's men, because women aren't going to do jack shit, because that would require effort and having a process, and women don't make effort, and women don't have processes. Women just sit around and wait for men to come and solve all of their problems for them.
A lot of them want the same exact world you do. What you have to understand is society in the media is basically like her fat, ugly, drunk friend at the bar cock-blocking you from talking to her. Excuse me? She's not interested. Even though chances are she's
interested.
According to the same study on date psychology, 77% of women aged 18 to 30 want to be approached more. So if men are lonely and women are lonely, but men are too afraid to approach women nowadays.
It's not just fear. It's also, don't get me wrong, fear is probably part of it. You've got some men that are afraid, and you got some men that are just so demoralized they just don't want to waste their fucking time.
There's only one thing we can do, ladies. We must approach them. So I did a little research and looked up how to approach men as a woman.
All right.
Number 1.
Don't.
Almost every single article, blog post, tweet thread, giving advice
Almost every single piece of Jewish propaganda.
to women on how to get a man said some shit like, don't chase him, let him chase you. Be unavailable and mysterious. Simply pretend he doesn't exist. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Almost every single
those are
bit of
gonna work.
dating advice I found amounted to, let them come to us. But what if they're not coming to us? What do we do now? Well, according to the great philosophers of our time, Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate, the problem is the modern woman. Lazy, entitled, mid. These are the ingredients that create the modern woman. So clearly we have to go back. Back when a cheeseburger was 5 cents.
The
Women
good old
were
days.
lobotomized. That's
Yes,
right, we must
wait,
return
no.
to
Women are still lobotomized. Trust, that hasn't changed.
the 1950s.
One of the most common ways to find a partner these days is by using dating apps and websites. But back in the 1950s, you had to get a little bit more creative. Here's an article from 1958 in McCall's magazine listed 129 ways for women to get a husband.
This list has gone viral so many times on the internet, and I have been sitting on this video idea for years.
See, I'm not the only one who sits on ideas for years. Yes, one day we'll get the Lauren Southern extravaganza. One day we'll get the Yoga Pants Girl episode. One day we will finish the Women Prison Guard series. I am not the only one who sits on ideas. Literally Hitler for years. It makes me feel validated. That's what I really needed, is validation from a woman. Now that I've been validated by Shu, I can go on about my life with a smile on my face.
And what better time to talk about this now that all you bitches single as fuck. But don't worry, we are going to see if the red pill and schizophrenic Roman statue trad larper accounts on Twitter
Which are all run by Indians. Indians, not feather Indians.
are correct. Did women in the 1950s have better dating advice than women today?
Yes.
Because apparently what we're doing today, crying on TikTok, is just not
Well, and opening an OnlyFans account.
working for us. Okay, let's just dive into this. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Number
Go.
1, get a dog and walk it. Honestly, this is
I
pretty good advice. This is
It is, especially if the guys like dogs. See, I don't like dogs that much, so I don't approach girls with dogs. But it's true. If you like it, if I see a girl with a cat, I'd be right over there. Insert pussy joke here. But yeah, I mean, walk your dog. That's actually very good advice. You're only going to attract men that like dogs. But then again, if you actually like dogs, you didn't just get the dog to meet men. If you got the dog just to meet men, not a good. But if you actually like dogs, very good advice.
fine advice. If you have a dog, you'll probably go to a dog park and
Right.
meet other dog people.
Yep.
I could see this working. Just please, for the love of God, do not become a doggo mom. The
Right. Do not think that it's a baby that came out of your womb.
amount of times I'm walking through the city and I see a stroller and a fucking dog is in it. Just do not treat your
Okay, I've never seen that. Girls, if you're putting your dogs into baby strollers, you are unwell and you need to log off, okay?
dog like a surrogate child, please. I want to go on vacations and enjoy life. That's why I don't want kids. I have dogs anyway. Won't somebody please watch Mr. Poopsie while I'm gone? He has separation anxiety. Have your car break down
Exactly.
at strategic places. Oh no, my brake suddenly stopped working in front of the Bass Pro Shop. Oh no, not right next to the tall rich man convention. Attend a night school. Take courses men like. If you want to sign up for ancient Roman history class, be my guest. I personally
That might work. I'm taking Roman history and there's some hot chick in there. That might work.
would not go back to school for a man. No man is worth that. I still have nightmares about being in school. Why am I having dreams about math homework at 33 years old? Look in the census reports for places with the most single men. Nevada has 125 females for every 100 females. Ladies, if you want to meet a man, simply hang out in the Shoe on Head fan base. The ratio of men and women here is insane. We got all types of men here. We got the furries, we got the weebs, the libertarians, the conservatives, the liberals,
the Marxists, the anarchists, the agitators, the looters, and people who, in many instances, have absolutely no clue what they are doing.
Read the obituaries to find eligible widowers. What the fuck? Showing up to a funeral like, hey, sorry about your wife. What that dick do, though? So I'm actually getting these from an article written in 2018 about the advice.
And the thing is, how many women actually do that? It's like, oh, this rich guy, his wife died. Let me swoop in there and take advantage of him.
From the 1950s. And the journalist Bella DiPaolo.
Now, so Bella DiPaolo. Have a look at her. Short hair, old, not white, PhD. Gee, I wonder if she's married.
Is constantly writing her own commentary after like almost every single one of these things.
Of course she is, because women can't shut up and keep their opinions to themselves, right? Women assume everybody wants to hear their opinion on everything.
Like, look, ready? This one is like, get a job in a medical, dental, or law school.
That actually would have worked back then. If you worked in a medical, dental, or law school, you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of students who are going to make good money after they graduate and go into practice. And yeah, see, in the 50s, that would have worked. Was it the 50s this was written? I already forgot. In the past, this would have worked. Today, no, this is not going to help you. But in the past, this would have worked.
And she writes, become a doctor, dentist, or lawyer. You are a badass, so you don't need to marry one.
Right, you don't need no man.
And the next advice from the 50s is, become a nurse or airline stewardess. They have very high marriage rates.
Nowadays, of course, nurses are all whores and airline stewardesses are all either fat or transsexuals or fat transsexuals.
And she's like, no, become a person who thinks for herself. They have very high rates of living the life that works for them. So become a doctor, dentist, or lawyer is good advice because strong, independent woman jobs or something. But become a nurse or airline stewardess is bad advice because... why exactly? Like, I'm sorry, is that not a little sexist? Why is she looking down on being a nurse or an airline worker? The advice some women give to other women is like incredible. It's always just like constant affirmation, constant coddling, constant like, you're doing nothing wrong, sweetie.
Right, and that's part of the sabotage that women do to other women. That's right up there with eat a sandwich and cut your hair short. Oh, you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need a man. You can do it all. You're wonderful just the way you are. Once again, no man would ever tell another man that, okay? Man, is there anything you think I could do to improve myself, to attract a woman? Oh, no, man, you're perfect just the way you are. That would never fucking happen. No man would ever say that. And that's why men don't ask each other for advice. Hey, man, can you give me some self-improvement advice? No man will ask another man that. I mean, dude, one of my listeners asked me privately, hey, could you give me some advice on not being an alcoholic? And I have now fucking spewed advice to him multiple times via the podcast. He's already sick of hearing it, right? This is why men don't ask other men for advice, because we know that they'll give it to us and they won't shut up and they'll tell us what they think is the truth. And after a while, we'll just want to fucking kill them. That's why we don't say that shit to other men. Hey, man, can you give me some advice on what I could do to make myself better to meet girls? Yeah, I can. How many hours do you have?
And then male advice is like, your whole family's gonna die if you don't go to the gym right now.
Exactly.
Be nice to everybody. They may have an eligible brother or son.
That's actually very good advice.
You shouldn't only be being nice to people in order to possibly get laid. Just be nice to everyone.
Well, unless it's a tranny or a Jew or a nigger or an immigrant or a liberal or a libertarian or a conservatard or an Indian dot.
In general, being nice is like the bare minimum. And what's sad is some people can't even do that. The bar is in hell.
Yep.
And yet, get a government job overseas.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm sorry. No
No.
man is worth becoming a fed. Do not
No.
become a federal agent for some dick.
Be
No.
friendly to ugly men.
Again, just be nice to everyone in general. Lowering your standards if they're very high or unrealistic is a good thing, but don't lower them too much.
far.
If you're not
Right.
attracted to someone, you should not be dating them. And don't get with the first person who's nice to you or shows you attention just because you're lonely. The amount of
Yeah, boys, that advice especially goes for you as well. Don't dive into some kind of fucking something with just the first woman that gives you the time of day and spreads her legs for you.
men and women who like jump into relationships just because they're sad and lonely is way too high. It's almost always a recipe for disaster. Don't date someone who you think is ugly, but like,
Right.
if he's not over 6 feet or doesn't have the perfect body, like, yeah, give him a chance. You're not perfect either, girl. But if you think he's straight up ugly, different story. So yes, be nice to everyone, including ugly people, but don't date someone you think is ugly.
Tell your friends that you are interested in getting married. Don't keep it a secret.
Yeah, that's actually good advice. Well, okay, but here's the problem with that, though. See, here's the thing. With men, see, we can do that. A man could tell his male friends, you know, hey, I'm looking for a girlfriend. Because men will like help you out. They'll keep an eye out for you. They'll send potential things your way, right? They'll inquire for you. If you're a woman and you tell other women that you're looking for a man or you're interested in getting married, they will, of course, as you should know by now, what are they going to do, boys? They're going to sabotage you because they don't want to see you happy because they hate you.
Oh.
So if you're a woman, tell your male friends, and men and women can't, okay, but if you're a woman and you're looking to date or get married, or date and get married, tell men in your life about this because they will also help you out. Don't bother telling women. It'll get back to the women eventually, but don't tell them. Don't talk to them about it. Don't give them anything they can use against you, especially if they're fatter than you, older than you, or uglier than you.
We have another author's note. Tell your friends you have no interest whatsoever in getting married.
Exactly.
Don't keep it a secret. Tell your mother. Tell all your other relatives. Tell all the random people you meet on the street. Declare it on social media.
Exactly. Be a typical woman and spend all of your time talking to everyone about yourself and how you don't need a man and how everything is about you. Tell everyone that, even random people on the street, tell them about yourself because that's what women are. Attention whores.
Bro, this is why we are here now, by the way. People like this in 2018 telling young women to not even try and just be a strong, independent girl boss. These are the fat, ugly, drunk friend at the bar cock blocking you.
Yes.
Get lost at football games.
Alright, if I'm at a football game, I'm already lost.
Don't take a job in a company run largely by women.
Correct.
You would never hear this in modern dating advice.
But it's 100% correct.
This is like blasphemous. I like the author's note to run a company.
Get a
Of
job
course.
demonstrating fishing tackle in a sporting goods store.
See? Bass Pro Shops.
Yep, that'll
I'm telling
work.
you. The last respectable institution in America.
On a plane, train, or bus, don't sit next to a woman. Sit next to a man.
Yes.
Author's note, spread out all your stuff on the seat next to you and maybe you will get to have the whole row to yourself.
So is that like manspreading? Yeah, I mean, this woman who's making these notes, you can tell she's just this lonely, bitter hag who is just trying to drag every woman down because she's so dedicated to spreading and maintaining the Jewish propaganda that she's been pumped up with, that she wants to make sure every other woman is just as unhappy, if not more unhappy, than she is.
The contrast between the like wholesome goofy shit from the 1950s and this like bitter modern asocial shit is so funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sit next to a man. But guys, sit next to a girl. Talk to her. Even if she's not attractive, once again, she might have friends who are looking for a boyfriend. If your girl sit next to a guy, he might have a friend who's looking for a girlfriend. Talk to other people, right? This is one way. I mean, we can't meet anybody and can't approach a girl in public. Oh my God, right? You meet people through people you know. Sit next to somebody you don't and talk to them and find out.
Go to all reunions of your high school or college class. There may be widowers there.
The widowers thing is kind of weird.
What is up with this, like, predatory-ass advice? Why widowers? Be a rebound for a man whose wife fucking died. Also, I just realized I missed my 10-year high school reunion. Oh well. I don't think anyone would recognize me anyway. I'd have to, like, wear an Invader Zim shirt and, like, trip pants. Don't be afraid to associate with more attractive girls. They may have some leftovers.
What are you doing here? What do you mean? I'm here for the scraps.
Don't room with a girl who is a sad sack and let her pull you down
That's
to her
true.
level.
This is true.
I mean, this is pretty good, like, standard advice. Don't surround yourself with negative, miserable people. Like this journalist who will just try to drag you down to her level and attempt to sabotage your dating aspirations. Learn to paint. Set up easel outside engineering school.
That's actually good advice. Men like chicks that are artsy. And yeah, you're sitting outside the engineering school painting the landscape or something. Yeah, that would work. That would 100% work. Go to the coffee shop and do your art at the coffee shop. I know we're not supposed to approach women in coffee shops because, well, they're out in public for their own reasons, and that's creepy. But yeah, girls, go to the coffee shop and do your art.
The author's note. If you like to paint, set up your easel where nobody will bother you.
Right, that way you can be guaranteed of dying alone.
Spread your stuff out so nobody will sit next to you.
Exactly.
Set your easel up where nobody will bother you.
Exactly.
They want you to
be
die
alone. Right.
Stumble when you walk into a room that he's in. Carry a hat box.
What? Do we put a hat in the box?
Right, what's in the
hat box?
hat
What do we put in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the fucking box?
Wear a band-aid. People always ask what happened.
No they won't.
Yes, they do. I do. The one cute girl is like, oh, you see, you got a Band-Aid. Yes, girls, that works. I mean, I'm going to work with every guy. Girls, that will work. I will ask a girl in a heartbeat about her Band-Aid.
This was absolutely written in the 1950s, where people used to talk to each other.
Right, exactly. This was written in the 50s when people talked to each other. Nowadays, of course, you can't talk to people in public. You can't talk to a girl in public, well, because, well, that's creepy.
Of money.
Damn. Why didn't I think of that? What
Yep.
great advice.
Make
Don't
a
be
lot of money.
poor.
Don't be poor.
Dropping the handkerchief still works. God, everything seems so wholesome and simple back then. Drop a handkerchief. That's all it took. Hell, like even my mom, what she did to get my dad's attention, she just like rode her bike back and forth in front of his house. Like, that's so adorable and wholesome. Want to know how me and my husband met? He trolled me on Twitter. He was a hater on twitter.com. How do I explain that to my future children?
Stand in a corner
What children?
and cry softly. Chances are good that he'll come over to find out what's wrong.
No, this will not work. Girls, this will not work. If you're crying softly in the corner, you're going to be judged as being mentally ill or bipolar. All women are bipolar. No, this one will not work. In the 50s, this might have worked. 2025, don't try this.
No, chances are people will whip out their cell phone and start filming you, and then you go viral. Crazy Karen cries in corner.
Yep.
Buy a convertible. Men like to ride in them.
That might work.
Learn how to bake tasty apple pies.
Yes!
Bring one into the office and let the eligible bachelors taste it.
Yes!
Honestly, this is pretty cute advice. I could see this maybe working.
Oh,
but
I
like
could.
people are so weird
Girl, you bring me a pie? Oh, yeah.
about people like dating at work nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
That
God
used to be
forbid.
like the number one place people would meet their spouse.
And now, of course, it's creepy.
And now it's like saying Susan looks nice today is sexual harassment. I like the author's note here. Learn how to bake tasty apple pies. Eat them. Don't do anything for a man ever.
Ever. Exactly.
Do everything for yourself. Wow, thanks,
Never,
Journo. You help
never.
so much. Female loneliness cured. Laugh.
Never do anything for anyone other than yourself. pure selfishness at every moment of your life is the way to go. Now, these, of course, this journalists, these people pumping all this propaganda at women, these are the same people. They want women to be selfish and not do anything for men, but they want men to pay taxes to import and support niggers from Somalia who will then have sex with the white women. But the white women, they don't want the white women to do anything for anyone except themselves.
At his jokes. Laugh at his jokes.
Right.
If they are funny.
No. Laugh at my jokes all the time, even when they're not funny. Girls, you should always be laughing at the great one's jokes. Right? All of you should be laughing. It doesn't matter. You're listening to this if you're a boy or a girl. Or even if you don't know if you're a boy or a girl, you should not be listening to this, because this podcast is off limits to the Crayon Flag Ensemble. But if you're a boy or you should be laughing at all my jokes, the funny ones, the not funny ones, the semi-funny ones, all my jokes, laugh.
Attractive people make the terrible mistake of assuming that they are funny because simps and simpettes will laugh at any joke they say, no matter if it's funny or not.
Exactly.
You're not funny. People just want to fuck you. Know the difference. Accidentally.
I don't care about the difference.
Have your purse fly open, scattering its contents all over the street.
Oh no, I dropped my monster tampon that I use for my magnum pussy.
Wear high heels most of the time. They're sexier.
Journo
That's
note.
true.
This has become my favorite thing.
Journo
Wear
note.
shoes with no heels. They are way more comfortable. Or don't wear shoes at all. Okay, terrible advice. Wear shoes. You don't want to attract the foot guys. Trust me. I know.
Well, you don't want the foot fetish guys. They're freaks. You also don't want to not wear shoes because, like, I knew this girl once. She would all go out in public all the time not wearing shoes. So like you go in the bathroom, and I know women think they're clean and stuff, but they're not. And there's people spit on the sidewalk. Homeless people piss on the sidewalk. Wear shoes. Wear your. I mean, if you're outside in the yard, your yard, you cannot wear shoes. If you're in your own house, you cannot wear shoes. If you're in the park, you could probably not wear shoes safely. If you're anywhere near pavement, in a public place where it's creepy to approach women, you know what's more creepy than approaching a woman in a public place? Not wearing shoes in a public place, because you're gonna get get on the Google and Google for pictures of like foot fungus infection stuff. Dude, there's some fucking gross ass shit you can get in your fucking feet from walking around barefoot in places you shouldn't be walking around barefoot. All right, I'm telling you, Google it. You will never go out in public without shoes on again.
Some of them are in this comment section right now as we speak. Horrifying. But yes, heels are attractive. Heels are pretty. They make your ass look good. They make your legs look good. I don't see how this is bad advice.
Well, that's because you're not a complete Jewish simp.
Unless he happens to be shorter than you are. Oof. The manlet's catching strays even back in 1958.
Yep.
Tell
Even
him he's
then.
handsome. Journo note! Journo note! Let's go! Talk to someone who is less needy and insecure.
Right, because you would want to tell a man that he yeah.
This bitch doesn't even want you complimenting men that you are interested in.
Right. Don't compliment a man you're interested in. Be so selfish that you don't even pay a compliment to a man you're interested in. Guaranteed to die alone.
So ladies, pro tip, if you want him to just melt in your hands, don't say he's handsome. You can do that. But next time you're like walking with him or something, just be like, I feel very protected when I'm with you. He will be locked the fuck in. I don't see the fault in like complimenting a man or a woman.
That will actually work. She's right.
That you are attracted to, that you are trying to date. Why does that make them insecure or needy? Take good care.
It doesn't, but that's just the way Jewish propaganda twists things. It doesn't make them insecure or needy. If I give you a compliment, that doesn't make you insecure or needy. That's not even logical in any way whatsoever, which is, of course, why a woman who is a tool of the Jews would write that, because it's not logical or intelligent. She's a Jewish-controlled woman. She has no access to logic or intelligence.
Of your health. Men don't like girls who are ill.
That is completely correct. We don't like girls who are sick, mentally or physically or emotionally.
Get a sunburn. Go
I
on
don't
a
know about
diet
that.
if you need to.
Go on a diet, girls. You all need to. If you're asking yourself, do I need to go on a diet? You need to go on a diet.
You would never, ever see this advice today. What's crazy is, like, in the early 2000s, very, very skinny was the look. Like, I remember being a kid and seeing things about how, like, fat Britney Spears is when she looked like this. And now we've gone completely 180, where it's like, health and fitness be damned, Lizzo is a queen. Like, can't we just be normal about this?
No,
Why
we
is there
can't.
no middle ground between, like, having an eating disorder and having an eating disorder?
When you are with him, order your steak rare.
Yes.
Absolutely not. I eat my steaks well done. Not
You're
even well
wrong.
done. I eat that shit. Congratulations.
Don't tell him about your allergies. Don't be too fussy.
Yep.
Don't
Yep.
whine. Girls
Yep.
who whine,
Stay on the vine.
Double
That's a
date
good
with a
one.
gay, happily married couple. Let him see what it's like.
So, for any Zoomers in the audience, see, the word gay used to mean happy. The word gay in the 50s did not mean a man sticking his dick into another man's asshole.
This has such a different meaning today. Double date with a gay couple. Let him see what it's like. Be
See what it's like to be child molesters.
Flexible. If he decides to skip the dance and go rowing on the lake, go. Even if you're wearing your best evening gown.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Journo note. Tell him that's fine, but he has to wear the evening gown and the heels. Hello?
There you go. There you go. Tell men to wear women's clothing. I wonder where that piece of propaganda came from.
Force feminize your date. 129 ways to get a boy wife.
Turn wolves into husband material by assuming they have honor.
Okay, I'm so fucking brain broken. I'm such a degenerate that, like, when I read this, I immediately thought of, like, Legoshi the wolf from Beastars. Like, oh, he'd make a good husband. Oh, wait, how old is he? Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, God, wait, he's 17. Wait.
Resist the urge to make him over. Before marriage,
Right, before
that is.
marriage. After you marry him, you can change him.
So basically, trap him and then mold him into your perfect mate. Okay? I swear this advice is getting more insane the further we go.
Well, that's also because the original advice, when the person sat down to write it, I mean, whoever wrote this in the 1950 whatever, ran out of actual good ideas by about number 30.
The lobotomy is kicking in.
Remain innocent, but not ignorant. If he's rich, tell him you like his money. The honesty will intrigue him.
Will it? Honestly, maybe. If he doesn't mind marrying a gold digger, I guess. But if it's just
They're all gold diggers.
like a dude looking for love, and you're just like, I like your money. It's over. You fucked it up.
Never let him believe your career is more important to you than marriage.
Oh boy, girls, you've all failed that one miserably.
Clip and mail him a funny cartoon that means something to the both of you.
That's fairly good.
Literally the 1950s version of sending a meme.
Stop being a mama's girl. Don't let him think he'll have in-law trouble, even if you know he will.
Journo note. Guess who never has in-law trouble? People who stay single.
Yes, just stay single. You'll have no problems in your life. Everything will be wonderful if you just stay single and never have anything to do with a man.
Articles has this woman written. Let's look this up.
Oh,
The
let's
real
look
sex
this up.
lives of middle-aged single women. A world without marriage. The unsung joy of living alone. The
Right.
thrill of going to holiday parties alone. Why being in a long-term relationship may make women more depressed. There are more single people than ever. That's not a bad thing. The profound rewards of staying single. I'm done. This is just sad. This is sadder than Anita Sarkeesian having a wedding-themed birthday party and
Where she
marrying
married herself.
You're gonna
Yep.
look at this and tell me there's no female loneliness epidemic? Really?
Point out to him that the death rate of single men is twice that of married men.
Marry me or you'll die an early death.
If your mother is fat, tell him you take after your father. If he's fat too, tell him you're adopted.
It was a different time. Stow away on a battleship.
Plant a billboard and post your picture and telephone number on it.
No. Oh, wait, actually, it's called Instagram.
God. Do not do this.
It's called OnlyFans.
Sink at a fashionable beach at high noon.
Make and sell toupees.
Bald men are easy catches. Don't marry him if he has too many loose buttons. The end. So ladies, what have we learned? Follow around your hot friends for scraps, get a sunburn, and carry around a hat box. Wow, this will surely solve female loneliness. No, but for real, some of this advice was actually much better than like any modern dating advice I've seen. Like at least some of this advice was go the f outside and talk to Ben, as opposed to don't talk to him, like let him chase you, don't even look him in the eyes. Also, men, I'm curious, which one of these would actually work on you?
Band-Aid.
Would you go over to a woman that was crying and ask what's wrong? Does the hat box do it for you? I'm curious. By the way, the link to the whole list will be in the description. I would love to see your own takes on this list, like your reactions, your own video responses to this list. I've been seeing a lot of VTubers responding to my videos lately, so if one of you anime freaks are reacting to this right now, I see you. So that was that video. I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I've stolen like what, 20 something minutes from your life
a few
that
more
you will
than
never
that.
get back. But if you did like it, please consider donating to my Patreon, link
Give
down
me
below.
money.
We're gonna start doing movie nights together.
I'm married, but I still need your money.
And I would love to see you there. And I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!
All right, I will see you guys later. That's it. I'm out. I've got to go to the gym. Go to the gym so I can get the girls. All right, catch you cats on the flip side.